Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which can be lonely as we are sometimes alone while watching these shows and commenting on them, but also sometimes we are in company amongst our loved ones, sitting right side by side, skin touching. But at the end of the day, whatever it is, with friends or lonely, something hopefully mildly sweet. Hi!
Hi! So today we're talking 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 8, Episode 16, The Emperor's New Groove Home. No, The Emperor's New Home. So what Chris means by skin to skin is that we're actually in the same space. And Patreon,
No.
I just want you guys to know, because Patreon, you're getting the visuals of what you're listening to, that I cannot talk as well because I bit the
Shit.
hell out of the underside / side of my tongue. And now I am terrified of my teeth. I bruised it up so bad. Look, Patreon.
Ugh. No one wants to really look. No one really wants to see that, I think. I think they're all good. Oh, okay.
No, you need to see how like devastating it is. And I've been like upset since yesterday because I haven't been able to eat solid food. I mean, I have tried and I've been terrified the whole time.
PTSD against your teeth because your own fucking teeth like betray you.
I mean, who knew I would even what is my tongue even doing in the way of my teeth while I'm chewing? What is it even doing?
Dancing, disco dancing up in there, honey. I don't know, grooving, because it obviously like got in its way, honey.
Oh
your
my
teeth taught
God.
your tongue a fucking lesson.
It is, yeah. I got beat up. Like my tongue has a black eye. So let's jump right into this episode and let's just get it done because unfortunately it was boring. And you know, you always get to this is only the halfway point. They're gonna give us 45. We're gonna get to 45. You know, so this show is going until September.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
They wanted so badly for us to get sharped this episode and be shocked at a certain part that I'll bring up when it happens. And because we know that it happens, we are not so super interested in the welfare of these two individuals anymore because we've been had it with them. It's not like, you know, it just doesn't have any importance, doesn't have any significance. But let's move on. First, let's start with Juno and Jasmine. The entire storyline where we just completely forget about the fact that her kids aren't there and she has to worry about that, or her hair is falling out, or her mom has cancer. All of that is by the wayside because we are now 7 episodes deep in the beauty pageant storyline, which could not be less significant to anyone or anything because it's like a made up bullshit, not even important title of a beauty pageant. I hate to say this, like if she, of course, maybe was going up for like Miss America and Miss Universe, and we were like, holy shit, this is happening, sure. But like this put on by Angela, like doesn't mean anything to anyone. So it's like, it's being like forced to watch someone's backyard pageant for 6 episodes of her complaining over and wearing the tackiest, weirdest Princess Pony jewelry ever. I don't know.
I mean, that jewelry is so bad that it is like, no, this doesn't even look like costume jewelry. This looks like play jewelry that Mattel has put out with a doll that is discontinued.
It is
like
Halloween.
Dress Me Up.
It's Halloween jewelry. You know, it's like, I think that she wears this one necklace that I was like, I think that's like a Princess Peach necklace. Like
I felt like it was
Mario
like
Party.
Yeah, I felt like it was more like Sailor Moon like nonsense. Like she's Santa like
don't
never running from a true fight.
You know every
you
word.
Are the one named Sailor
Mars.
Yeah, and it's
Sailor
just like
Jupiter.
It's her amulet of power, and I'm so annoyed with it. Anyway, so she's putting on bronzer, communicating to everyone that she's like needs a tan. And then he's like, you could have gone in a tanning bed, which is like the only smart thing he says. Jamie, can you have a tanning bed in Michigan? And she's like, how sad that you need such things to get a tan. In Panama is from the sun. And I was like, wow, I have never seen someone turn up their nose so hard on the tanning process and how it needs to be done right. I just didn't realize it was a sacred and like specific art.
Well, she hates America and she loves Panama, and she wants us to know how bad it is here all the time and how much she loves it there. I think half of the reason of that is to like placate why she'd be here or putting up with this or without her kids in the first place. And she can't love America, then it looks even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not allowed to love America like Michael's allowed to love America, because it'd be used against her in a way. And so yeah, she basically is disgusted because Gino has done everything wrong, including taping other women. So she's like, I just don't want you to come.
She's like, can you see my camel toe? And he's like, what's a camel toe? And she's like, are you serious? You don't know what camel toe is? And then I guess in that moment there, she didn't show him what it was. She had to wait until their confessional to show him and go over it. And she did it like this and with her crook her elbow. And so
she can't roll those shoulders back. She's a little like this, and he just wants her so badly to like and down and tits out. And she's like, what? And I think that she also works out a lot. So I think that I'm surprised that, like she can't have that body awareness of like,
maybe something is up with the way her tetas were done. Like maybe her pecs are messed up. So she's just like, okay, so do you think I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, where do I rank? And he's like, and she's like, so not a 10? And like, I'm just like, it feels like she's trapping him in every single like thing. Like he just can never do anything right for her. He's really trying to help her, and she doesn't want that kind of help. So then she's like, you really need to be more supportive and stop putting me down. And he's like, I'm not putting you down, Jasmine. And then there's the bathing suit contest where we then realize that everybody's wearing that same weird ass bathing suit. And that's why she's worried about a camel toe.
Yeah, because everyone else is worried too. They gotta have tricks and the trade, like whether you have some like vag, there's gotta be some vag shields, that like, or maybe like a little like vag tape. Listen, if you taped your whole vag, then it would kind of. And then if you could make your vag look like a Ken doll, like if you had a tape that went up and then just took away the lip, so it was just one flat surface, could that be like a thing?
What about peeing?
Listen, these girls are gonna go on stage for like 5 minutes. I gotta tape that vag. Think about drag queens.
Oh my gosh. But it just makes me think of yeast infection. The tape would have to be like hypoallergenic, but I see what you're saying. But wouldn't that make just like a fat one, like Lil' Kim on the cover of her first album?
I mean, first of all, people like camel toes, right? Aren't camel toes secretly hot like nipples?
I think that
like seeing hard nipples,
like camel toes. No, camel toes are not hot.
Oh, I thought it is.
That is like the ultimate slutty.
Yeah, but slutty is kind of hot, right?
Oh,
I mean, slutty. I'm not saying it's a vulgar version of hot.
To me, camel toes is like embarrassing. I mean, you should only have your camel toe out if you're on the set of a porn shoot.
Yeah, but sometimes it's a natural thing that happens because there's two lips. And you wear clothes.
Right. So then you should wear clothes that don't show those lips.
Yeah, but it's also a part of the human body.
Yeah, but it's a part of the human body that's unseen.
Well, you're not seeing it. You're just seeing the outline of it, the silhouette.
Okay, so when you have a camel toe, I won't tell you. Yeah.
I'm fine.
No.
I have one right now.
No.
What are you talking about?
Anyways.
Yeah, that he asks about like, her shaving situations, which I mean, I can't stand getting rid of bikini hair. Like, and I think the only thing you can do is like laser electrolysis. Like, I think that
I get wax.
To me, I cannot stand the feeling of it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So Gino thinks that Jasmine needs to work on her posture, and then she gets upset and uninvites him from the rehearsal.
Yeah.
And he is like upset. She's like, "Don't be my coach, be my hostbang." And he gets so unnecessarily offended that I am confused. Because he's like, does she doing this for revenge? Does she want to get back at me for something else? Like, I just felt like I just wanted to go home then. And I'm like, oh, this is the first time we've ever seen Gino like assert himself or have any kind of feelings when she makes a decision. Like, it just feels like this is a weird thing for him to stand 10 toes down on.
Go back to work, Gino.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's just get over Angela and Michael. God. So they're kissing in the bed. She looks a hot mess. And she's like, stop being shady, Michael. And she decides to stay and give him his phone back. But she lets him know, as any good, loving wife would, that she will still be watching him for his shady, scamming behavior. And he says everything's good with. She said everything's good with Michael now because he's not just telling me what I want to hear. He's gonna tell me the truth. God, then he. Oh,
okay, this is the sharp part. Okay, this is what I was talking about in the beginning. So basically, then we get a shot of Angela, smoking in the airport. No, I'm just kidding. But she could be because she loves smoking in an airport. And it's an American airport. She's like, well, I can't believe I'm home. It's been 2 or 3 weeks in Africa, and I can't believe all the drama I've been in. But here I am in the good old Trump's USA. I can't wait. Trump's still president, right? God bless, whatever. And then we're like, oh shit, she's back. Yeah, and we're not supposed to know that who has accompanied her but one Michael on paradise soil itself. Like, this is the reveal that we've been waiting for the past 7 years. And she's like, Michael's here. And he's like, oh, and baby, and like, I can't believe it. She's like, what do you think? Every morsel, can you believe it? He's like, I can't believe it. Like, he's wearing, like, I don't know, he gets a Southern accent immediately. He's wearing an American flag jacket because, listen, it's cold in Havenhurst, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, she, I think, is probably landing in Atlanta and then, taking a car there. And she has not told anyone she lives with that he's coming, including Skyla. But I don't know if she told Scotty. So
you're obsessed with Scotty. Okay, great.
I am. It's because we didn't talk about her.
Yeah, we can't talk about her.
I know, but because she's like done something horrible. I know, but she's still around, and TLC allowed, like, her mom to still be on television. I don't know. I just because I want America to know that I haven't forgotten. Okay. And I want TLC to know that I haven't forgotten.
Okay. Great.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, them driving. She's just being like, what do you think? He's like, there's lots of lights and the traffic is different.
Yeah, he's very like, it's cold. Oh, it's cold. No. Like, the way he says it is hilarious.
Yes.
He's never experienced any of that. But I was actually she spent 1 month in Africa. That's more than I have had. Like, no, it's true. I'm a little envious of Angela and all the times that she has gotten to spend in Africa. And I'm over here just like wasting my time.
Where do you want to go first in Africa? Or do you have like a plan?
I would like to go to the East Coast first. So I would like to go to like Tanzania. I would like to go to Kenya. I want to like check out those areas, maybe a little Ethiopia, and then that'd be the first trip. And maybe that's 2 trips because that's a lot of area to cover. And
these aren't like Hawaiian Islands where you're just like, I gotta do a bunch of
yeah. So and then I want to do the West Coast. So then I would like to do Ghana and then Nigeria, and then after that maybe the North, Morocco, and then South Africa.
Last,
yeah.
You don't want to hear anyone. You don't want to see any white people with those accents.
Yeah. Oh, God. South Africa is going to upset me. South Africa is going to upset me. So like, I'm like, I can't go. I mean, maybe it won't, but because I like know what little I know about the geopolitical and the fucking demographic, I just like, ugh. Anyways, so East Coast first. Yeah. So she's got to go, and now she's back after a month. And he's trying to take it all in, and she keeps like on like a little mosquito in his ear yapping. I'm like, can you just let the man talk? But that's the introvert in me being like, calm down. And so she's like, yeah, Michael, look at this, look at that. And he's like, oh, there's no traffic and the roads are very good. And so they get to the house, and she's like, Michael, we're gonna sneak up on him, Michael. Okay, so Skylar doesn't know. So I'm gonna go in there and act a certain way, and then I want you to come in. So set a timer on your watch. He has this like regular ass watch, and I'm like, if you don't take out your phone, boy, and set a timer, like, she's like, start your watch. I was like, Angela, what are you talking about? So she then like, scampers off into the house, and that's the end of their segment. Actually, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm surprised that she wasn't like, I'll give you the light cue. I'm going Simon and tell Scotty and Skyla. But my favorite, Scotty, and all them kids, and especially that one you've known since she was 1, and now she loves you. I don't know, but I have that favorite, I'm going to put on the light up and down 3 times. And then when that happens, you can come in. But let me tell you, if that light flickers twice, it means it wasn't a good surprise and they don't want you to come. So maybe that's the first night that you just sleep in that car. But the car in America is nice. Like. Okay. So, we'll see. Like, because we know that Skylar hates him. But those kids love him because they're forced to look at his face all the time and just be like, and she's also like, you're gonna be a really good mentor. Yeah, you're gonna mentor my grandchildren and teach them right from wrong, but you better also teach them how to be truthful. You lying sack of piss.
Yeah, she's so like double-edged sword. Like she's so like, oh my God, Michael, can't wait for you to come there and be pop and prove that you're not a lying ass scamming son of a bitch.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Oh my God, Michael, I'm so happy to have you in the bed with me and wake up with me every night, but you better get over there and clean them feet and wash that mouth. Like, it's just like she is like in the same sentence telling him how great and happy she is, but also how he better not do anything to upset her or she will kill him. Yeah. Yeah. So we're supposed to trust that he, no, she had full control over him. And that man ran away from her. Okay, anyways, Ashley and Manuel. So the first thing that I want to say, Chris, is yo necesito PP.
I know. I'm just like, yo no escuchando. I can't listen anymore.
Okay.
Like, sorry. No, I cannot.
No puedo.
No, I cannot.
Anyways, okay. So he's
no
trying
quiero escuchar esta mujer.
Esta mujer. No, yeah. So anyway, so he's like, come on, so that they can have a conversation, and she has to go to the bathroom, which is PP, not PP. PP. She put an accento on the PP. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And so he's saying that he never sends any money. He stands on that hill, but he is talking to the baby mama. He admits that was wrong of him to do, but he's like, so fuck it, I did it. What do you want from me?
Also, who's gonna get the money, bitch? Who is actually collecting the funds? And also, Ashley's like, I mean, I'm not crazy. I get the fact that he wants to talk to his baby mama, but it's just the fact that he didn't tell me. And it's like, okay, if you know he has to send money and you have I'm just assuming when you send money, there's like a wire transfer. And like, if I was to send you money, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to send you money today. It's $125. And then after I'm like, here's the confirmation number to make sure. And I'm sending that to a person and that person is the baby mama. So I'm assuming that if someone is sending money to someone, they are going to haphazardly talk to them. Like whether this is a 4-hour FaceTime where he's like masturbating at the same time in this conversation, different conversation with his baby mama. But like, we're not even talking about how long or what they talked about. It's just whether he talked to her. And the obvious answer is, of course he did. He has to send her money. So it's a moot point. What's the problem?
I don't know. Has trust issues. I don't know what lies beneath these deeply insecure
it's
folk.
like not this, it's something else. I feel like she's caught him doing something else. I feel like there's something else they're not telling us. She really thinks he's up to no good.
Yeah. In a way that doesn't seem accurate to their love story. Or especially because they've known each other for 10 years and like have dated and like, I don't know. It just feels like they're better than this. And maybe it's just because maybe they're just going through a phase right now, which is completely valid. Because this is a hard thing to kind of go through. But the way they're picking on each other I wish they didn't.
The sister has to be right there.
The sister, she's like ping ponging in between, smiling, like thinking, I'm just like, girl, if you don't get up and go outside, what are you doing sitting here? Get up and go outside. You think Manuel's going to hit her?
Ashley wants her there.
See, I don't like Ashley for that. Like, that makes me not like her because that's stupid. You don't need somebody to sit there and like be your witness of how you did something. It just doesn't feel like their marriage is closed. It feels like it's open and it's allowing the influence of other people when it's unnecessary. Like, if he was physically abusive to her, I understand the sister being there. Or if he was hollering at her, and I can understand the sister being there. But in this moment, it doesn't feel like that's going to be, unless that's what it is, and we just don't see it. Now, they fight about her attitude and the fact that she doesn't trust him. And then Manuel gets so frustrated that he leaves.
Yes. Now, where he's going to go, we don't know. Neither do they. He's not going to call up Jonathan, that fucking,
liar. Me too. So that chismoso.
Yeah.
Jonathan's a chismoso.
So we don't know where he's going to go. but yeah, like they're definitely not fucking anymore. Remember like that fucking, and then also this is the one thing I'll remember also. When we saw them in season 1, we obviously got their tell-all, and their tell-all segment was boring, which was basically because we felt like they were in a good relationship at the time, that her family came in and like got mad at him for sending money and not being a good enough spouse. Remember, like the mom came and the sister and were like kind of like finger pointing at him. And I only bring that up because I wonder, yeah, the sister is watching this happen right now. I wonder where we are on the timeline of when the tell-all happened to this information that the sister is taking in. You know, that's for the 90 Day Fiancé fans. You know what I'm talking about. But basically, yeah, well, you know, he comes back and then he, you know, then they fight more, and the sister is just there for it. And there's really like no resolution. I mean, we've never seen a resolution for them ever besides them having sex, which they won't do this season. So yeah, we're just like sitting in the muck.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to Patrick and Thais, who are really giving a lot for this season so far, because I think Patrick and Thais are giving us obviously a different space, which is, you know, them being in Brazil, which obviously Emily and Kobe are doing too, which is making both of them much better to watch in other situations. And we get a lot of family dynamics and very truthful, authentic stories that come out of that, because there's been some hardships and some trauma. So, but we pick up on, and I'm so excited to see this date night with Patrick and Thais. And Thais looks, as you say, fine as hell, sexy as hell.
She looks sexy. She looks hot. And I was like, oh yeah, with your heels. Like, I was just happy for her. I think you're right though. They do have a lot of peaks and valleys with their storyline, because there's simultaneously different dramas happening. And that's what's great. And all the dramas is not like this one thing that they're beating us over the head with. Like, this is the problem. This is the problem. And I'm also like grateful that there's no secret. Like, maybe, you know, like the secret is that Patrick doesn't tell Thais the full truth the whole time, but they don't use it as a trope to draw us in. It's like, oh, there's a secret. I was like, oh, thank God. So it's a better experience with them on our screen. And then there's that baby. So there's that. And John, like, so there's a lot of elements that makes it
there's
kind
that
of crazy.
Baby. And there's also Elise. Sorry.
So they sit down and they eat, and they're at this steak, all you can eat steak place. It's delicious.
Yes. You know, Fogo de Chao, you know, or like that's just the brand that like it has a couple of different of those Brazilian steakhouses.
Fogo de Chao?
I'll kill you. You don't think I'll kill you? I'll kill you. I'll spare you like one of them steaks, honey. I don't speak that language, okay? I'm not gonna ask. Whatever. Okay, look at that. Look at that anklet just in the sun. I love those kinds of places where, you know, and so does Patrick, you know, where there's just different grilled, over-fired meats just on spears, fresh off of the fire, just like walking around. Well, people are walking them around. And then you get fresh, the meat would be awkward just walking around where they're dead. But like you just get pieces, succulent, juicy pieces, sometimes garlic, sometimes salt, pepper, just like on your plate, and just like have so much. And then they have like a fresh salad bar sometimes. And they have like, you know, interesting salads, like ones with olives and like peppers and stuff like that.
Food really is like a big love language for you.
Oh yeah. I used to weigh almost 300 pounds. You know, it didn't happen just because I didn't like food.
Yeah, I like food too, but like I don't think about it.
Good for you.
Yeah. I don't think about it in the way you do now. I do think about it, especially if I'm on TikTok and people are showing me the easy way to make this thing, and then I go to make it and it doesn't feel easy. But yeah.
Have you ever been one of those? Well, obviously you have, because you can say the word.
No, I've never been to it.
You want to go?
But there's one. There's one in. I was gonna say there's one in downtown Minneapolis, so I can go there.
Oh
yeah. There's a Fogo de Chao very close. So anyways, we find out that this is where they had their first date, and that he met with her, and they were using an app to speak to each other, which I was so shocked. I don't know why I thought that. Like, I didn't think that his father taught him Portuguese, but I thought that along the travels of his life, he learned it, because like maybe he did have to. I don't know what I thought, but the fact is that she was the catalyst for him to learn the Portuguese that he has, and he has learned it so quick. But he says that he studied for 4 to 6 hours a day for 3 months in order to learn, which is like, okay, you better do that, Patrick. That's really admirable.
That's hot.
And
that, like, can you imagine like someone like some guy like being so into you that he's like learn your whole last language just to go to conduct.
And she also tried to learn English too.
She did.
So they both, I'm just like, I'm so happy for them. I'm happy for them the way I'm happy for like Kobe and Emily. Like there are two little shining stars where they give us enough drama, and it's not on like these stupid tropes. Anyway, so
I agree.
Yeah. So it's not toxic.
It's authentic.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's authentic.
Even if the John shit is a little staged. Which
yes,
it is.
But that's just a small portion of it. Mm-hmm. So anywho, they then start talking about how their dads are fucked up and they both can't see it. And then Patrick just breaks down because he's like, I don't care how much money I have to spend. I've lost so much time with my dad. He wasn't there. And like, if this is the way I have to do it, then this is how I'm going to do it. And so I was like, did Thais not get up to go hug him because I think it wouldn't make him look manly or something? Like I was a little confused as to like, you know, maybe he wouldn't want that. Maybe she knows that he wouldn't want that, and she just needs to sit. But like, I think it would break my heart so much if the person that I loved was crying in front of me, and it was definitely due to me pushing on something that he has from time to time told me to leave him alone about, and I don't. So I get him to the point where he has to cry in order to get me to like realize how serious it is. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. It's like he's sitting in a chair. If she was to get up and hug him, she'd have to like kind of just stand behind him and get down and hug him. You know, maybe she did. She definitely like cried a little bit and like touched his arm. You know, we don't know exactly how long he cried for. She says that she's like never seen him feel those emotions, and he basically, like it's all the things that we know. Like he just wanted a dad so bad. You know, like he got to see John as like an older brother figure, but John's dad wasn't around. You know, like he just wanted to be seen as like a good guy, and his father figure is like this, his example is this kind of whatever guy. And he, you know, I hate to say it, at some point Patrick is going to mature enough to not need that anymore, because there'll become a point where he realizes that what he needs from his father he's never going to get, which is like the ultimate love and validation from a fully healthy, secure individual, which Jose isn't. Jose isn't because he's insecure enough to like take from his son. And I think that he takes from his son when he doesn't have to, especially when he wasn't there to raise him, in a way that makes me feel like he's not it. And Patrick, I don't think is aware enough that he isn't it. You know what I'm saying? And because he's not it, there'll never be the relationship that he wants from that. And so he's going to have to like turn that energy and acceptance into something else, his own relationship with his kids or whatever. And I think that when that happens, he'll give up the apartment and stuff like that.
Yeah, but he's a long way off from that at this point, it feels like.
Well, yeah,
Yeah. So we find out that they're gonna go on a vacation within this vacation, and the dads are gonna go, and John is invited as well, and he just wants everything to be peaceful. And so she's then, well, can you please just try to get my father's blessing? And he's like, okay, fine. And so like that's their next stage. Okay, moving on to Rob and Sophie. One, this is crazy. The fact that she's not with him on his birthday.
Wild. Well, she doesn't even know how old he is. Remember that?
Yeah, but that's like
birthdays mean nothing to her. She doesn't care about age or birthday. I'm just saying it feels that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like wild that she's not there, especially that he's going home to his mother's house. And it's crazy.
Yes.
And she has made a wrong choice. She made a wrong choice, because this to me is like, you don't want to be with this person anymore.
Yes. You just married this person. You basically just married this person also. Is this the first person? Is this the first? I mean, that's why it's unhinged.
Yeah.
He hasn't been in Kansas City. He's 34, and he said he hadn't been there, I think, since he was like 26.
Yeah. What did Kansas City do to you, boy?
And he describes being there as being like a playboy, you know, like he got into some shit, you know, like, and yeah, from there he goes to LA and then lives in, you know, like a bathroomless apartment for however many years, and who knows what he's doing at the time. By the way, on Reddit, some girl, do you see that? I posted it, but on Reddit was like, hey guys, AMA, I dated Rob. Not like for a super long time, but I definitely was in that apartment. I definitely saw the industrial sink, all of it. He's just, basically all she said was that he's someone who gets by on his looks, has always gotten by on his looks, just like gets by on his looks. And I would be like, okay, but why can't your looks get you a better place? Because I agree that you're hot. And I mean, this is what I've been saying the entire time. Literally, my biggest problem with Rob is that I'm like, you're so annoying to me, because it's not that I think Rob is so hot, but he's so conventionally attractive in a way that I feel like you could be making money and you don't do it. Just by, you're right, off your looks. But I'm just like, you have no bathroom. Okay.
He could be a bartender. He'd make a lot of money wherever he went.
Of course.
He could be a server.
Absolutely.
He'd make a lot of money wherever he goes. Sure. And I get you don't want it to do those things, but if you wanted to drive a Porsche and you want to live in a home that impresses a lady or impresses anyone, impresses yourself, it just shows to me that he has low standards for himself, it feels like. So anywho, we get there and he goes to have lunch with his mother, and I got the face crack of the century. I don't know why, if I wasn't watching their wedding, I did not know his mother was white. And that explains so much.
Did you, like, in the sense that you thought, like, you knew that he was obviously biracial, so you thought that his mom was black and his dad was white?
No, I thought that you could be biracial. People could consider themselves mixed or biracial. Like, what if his mother was half white and his dad was half white? Like, I thought that he was like raised by Black people, whatever that looks like. I didn't know he was half and half.
Oh, okay.
And so then for him to like, it just answered so many questions. Cause I was like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, why is he so like, obviously a loser and like, okay with it? And like, I don't know. It was just something about it. And I was like, what does his mother think of him? And then I thought to myself, like, when he's like, I haven't been back here in years, I'm like, damn, you and your mother don't like each other, huh?
Right. I thought that too.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no way within the Black community, families and stuff, the only thing that would stop you from coming back to see your mother is if you could really couldn't afford it, or you don't really want to fucking be around, you don't really fuck with the family like that. You go every couple of years because when you go, it's a lot. Your mom is always yelling, your sister's always yelling, you don't like the household, right? That's what I thought, maybe, is that like maybe his family was going to talk shit to him because he's not doing anything. It feels like that he's not like successful or anything like that. But I'm like, oh, it's because like you just cool. You were white. I like you like, oh, I understand now. Because it's just a little weird that like there's a certain tenacity. Like if you're not in the hood, raised in the hood, as a Black person, once you get out of that, there's not an expectation for you to like necessarily soar the skies. But the fact that if his mother had a house, what if he was okay? In my mind, he was like, what's Derek? Derek, Monique and Derek from Love After Lockup?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So you know how his parents had homes and stuff, and I kept telling you that like something happened with Derek for him to not be successful because he grew up in a house and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like for Black people, I've seen it happen where they don't go anywhere after the grandmama gets the house and they don't excel. But like to go as bad as Derek went, it's like you went looking for trouble, huh? Because you could just stay right in his house. It doesn't look like there's trouble around here. Like there's a certain thing that sometimes I think that like once you kind of step out of the projects a certain amount, you usually try to maintain that unless you just can't because you're getting sucked back into it. And so for him, that's what I thought was maybe happening. I thought he maybe, I don't know, girl, I made up a whole story for him to excuse his behavior.
But now he's gibbery. Yeah, I can say, he's gibbery to me, so I guess, yeah, I see what I see.
But gibbery is not biracial. I mean, he is, right? But his mother is the one that's biracial. Like his mother is the one that's half white. Isn't Jabri's father is Black and his mother's half white? So I thought Rob was the same way. Where I'm saying I know that there's racial mixture, but I didn't know that he was half and half. Jabri's not half and half. Jabri's a quarter and whatever. And I know this is like minuscule to talk about, but Yeah. Anyway, so it just really explained a lot for me. I know all the Black people out there are going to understand what I'm saying. It explains a lot for Rob, and the way he also feels like, I want a woman that's down to earth. Like, that's just such a like lowbrow thing to say. Like, I want someone that's loyal. And then we get into this loyalty conversation too. And I'm like, oh, okay. So to you, loyalty means that you will stick with that person regardless of come hell water or whatever, right? And the mother is saying that Sophie's not loyal because I guess Sophie doesn't put up with his shit and then just stay in it. Now, Sophie is wrong for not being there on the day of his birth, the day of her husband's birth. She's wrong for not being there. But his mother is like low key. His mother is Claire, but she doesn't have a drug addiction and isn't an addict. And then but she's trying to weasel into Rob too. She's trying to like get Rob to see that Sophie is she's not right for you. It's crazy that she's not here. Yeah, it's weird she's not here. But on the guise of like pretending to be, I just want to support you in your relationship. Like, I like Sophie, but she's a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think no one likes this relationship for them, and definitely, not even us. So I get that. I love when he was just like, my mom is so cool. Claire is a fucking bitch, but my mom like won't judge you, is like won't ever be that drunk, won't ever be that fucking messy. Like, it's definitely not Claire. He, in his own town, he's like, I'm just gonna feel the love. It's my birthday. I went down that street. I dated this girl, and also her mom hated me too.
Yes, Sophie's not the first. No, Claire's not the first mother to tell their daughter to break up with me.
Yeah, every mom thinks he's a knob.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But not his mom though. His mom is like, I gave birth to the greatest, which is what moms sometimes do, and they do have very similar eyes. You know what I'm saying? And
you are the most loyal person in the world. Meanwhile, he's jacking off to somebody else.
But her version of saying that was kind of like, he would just sometimes like stick up for people that he probably shouldn't have sticking up for. So like her version of that is like, he got into trouble and he'd be like, I was just
defending Joe.
Exactly. And she was like, well, it's because my son's so loyal to Joe and Joe's bad behavior that it gets my son in trouble. My good loyal son. It's like, no, your son's just making shitty choices and are blaming something that is like wholly his fault.
Yeah. He's like, Sophie doesn't give me anything. She doesn't give me love. She doesn't give me intimacy. She don't give me no affection. She don't give me nothing. And I was just like, great. So then we cut to Sophie. It's just like a little scene of Sophie and what's her face talking about going out, and Kay is like, drinks on me. I'm trying to get you drunk, bitch. I'm like, drinks on you? What?
Well, how is Sophie making any money anyway? Like, how would drinks be on her? Like, how is she paying for a drink?
I think Sophie's still doing social media.
Has to be. I wish she could talk about it, like, because it's a little confusing.
Yeah, I'm doing social media. Yeah, she's probably So she's like, it's kind of, I feel kind of bad because it's Rob's birthday and I'm not here.
Kind of bad.
And I'm like, oh wow, girl, you should feel really terrible. Bad. You should feel terrible. So that is hilarious. So then Rob goes to the club. And he's saying that he hasn't been to the club in such a long time, but he used to be out here in these streets. And so he is really, his whole game, this whole thing is like, oh, you about to sit there? That's crazy. Yeah, I'll take a shot. Oh, okay. So I see you. Like, the way. I'm just like, this is so juvenile to me. Like, it's such not my style that I'm like, he's like, I don't go anymore. Me and Sophie will go sometimes. I like to dance and da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, I haven't been in the club either. But the way he was trying to like interact with the bottle girls, and then it's like the producer told that bottle girl to hit on him. He's like, I could be so bad.
Most guys would totally want to be in my shoes right now, just getting hit on by people like that, like the bottle girl that the producer set up for you. Like, so many things. I want to be like, first of all, where's Torai? Anyway, because he'll come to the opening of a paper bag, and then especially if it's being filmed. Second thing is, in this club, who is paying for this bottle service?
Yes,
because because bottle service is like $1,000 or more. Whatever it is, $700 to $1,000. I don't know how much. Maybe like in Kansas City, you're supposed to buy a bottle, and they're gonna upcharge the bottle, and you get your mixer. So let's just say he got one bottle of like Sky or whatever. I'm assuming it's at least $400 to $600,
which is crazy.
Sure, but that's what. Yeah, but But you can't say it's for.
I know she wants me to get over it. I know she wants me to get over it, but I've never sat somewhere for bottle service. And when I found out how much it costs, I have been flabbergasted ever since. The fact is that a bottle of Sky costs $45 at a liquor store.
Yeah, but that doesn't come with the couch and all the mixers. Like, you're paying for the whole experience. It's like, whether do you want to not have a place to sit in the club, or do you want a $600 seat for the club, and we'll give you this bottle of Sky.
Are you being sarcastic? Are you being sarcastic?
What do you mean? That's what it is. That's what you're paying for.
I mean, I know that, but it's crazy.
No, it's not. Because if you think about it, they need to make money, the places. How are you going to make money?
Even if you did it halfway, even if you did $200.
To nurse one bottle for 10 people to sit all night long?
Okay, so you only buy one bottle?
No, of course you don't. You have to buy more. But I mean, but you could technically, be an asshole and buy one bottle and then just, like sip it like whatever. But I mean, that's how the clubs make. I guess I'm like, yeah, it's like being like, I can't believe how expensive New York hotels are. Yeah, but they're expensive, or I don't know. That's why I'm like, yeah, but that's how they make money. Of course. Clubs.
I'm trying to take your analogy and because I understand why New York City hotels are as expensive as they are. That I understand. And I'm trying to equate it to a $45 bottle of vodka costing $600. Okay.
All the bottle girls, they have to pay security for a club,
But it's not as though they just have one seat. They have 15 seats. So it's like they're making head over heels more money. Not just like, a nice healthy profit. It is highway robbery. It is a crime.
But think about a drink of vodka. Like, if you go and get a $20 drink, they're going to have a thimble or two of vodka in it. So if you're going to get a whole bottle of vodka at a club, of course it's going to be more than $40, because your drink alone that has, you know what I'm saying?
No, finish the thought.
Well, you're having one bottle of vodka. That one bottle of vodka could make, let's just say, how many drinks at a club? 20? Each drink is $20. So by that math alone, you'd have to have more for a whole bottle of vodka. You can't sell a whole bottle of vodka for only $45 at a club if drinks are $20.
Okay.
Anyway, but we can talk more about this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He gets set up by the producers to really be like prey to this very horny bottle girl, who I guess doesn't have a manager, seeing if she's doing a good job on her shift, because I'm assuming she has other tables, but instead she is just like,
yeah. I'm sorry, you mean Larsa Pippen or Sandra Bullock?
Or that girl that was like the best girl of Love is Blind, where she was like, you're gonna fucking die. She kind of looks like that girl to me too.
Or she looks like the best friend from Teen Witch, except for her hair straight.
Okay, yeah.
Top that. And if you want to stop that.
Yes,
with straight hair.
Yes, that's absolutely true. You liked her?
I thought it was crazy that she's like, no, I'm Sandra Bullock. And I'm like, girl, just say you're Larsa. Say you're Larsa.
Yeah.
I get Sandra Bullock all the time. I'm like, that's an old reference.
Very old. I mean, yeah. I'm like,
no, they say I look like Whoopi. No, I look like Whoopi. They're like, here it is. Someone is like, oh, wow, you look like Lupita. And I'm like, no, I look like Whoopi. Wow, you look like Jodie Turner-Smith. No, I look like Whoopi. Which is nothing wrong, but like, damn, that's an old reference.
It is an old. She's a younger girl for that old reference.
Yeah.
People told her that she looked like Santa B when she was like 5 years old, and she saw Practical Magic, and she's like, she looks like me. Mommy, and she got like a bottle afterward, honey. She was like, that must be true. But yeah, she's just like, are you with someone? I just like need to get to know you more. I just think you're so hot. And Rob is just like, but it's also so fake. So to me, it's like, This is embarrassing to me. Like, I wouldn't allow the producers to let me go into a scene where a man started hitting on me that was also serving me, because I would be like, what you're saying to the world is that no man would hit on me unless they were getting paid. Like, to me, that is embarrassing. But I think that I also have insecurity issues.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, I wouldn't have jumped to that. That's what that would make you feel like?
Yeah.
Oh, I would feel like he's trying to get his tips and he's trying to give me a good time so that he can get tips, and I will tip you. Thank you for making this a pleasant experience for me, sir. Yeah. I love it when I have like a fun waiter or waitress.
Oh, I do too.
But even if they were to hit on me, like it's a guy hitting on me and making me feel whatever, I'm like, oh, come give me more drinks.
Oh, sure. But if the producers were like, I was on a reality show, the producer's like, okay, we're gonna get this guy to hit on you, and he's also the server, I'd be like, no, you're not. What you're going to do is you're going to go get someone who's just like a patron and get that person. You're not going to get the fucking server.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I'm not a reality show, because I don't have producing capabilities. I don't know why I think I would have any sort of the audacity to say anything. But here we are.
I don't want you to think that it's because they had to do it. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
So yeah, like he just really wants us to know that we have no idea what a dirty dog, what a dirty dick he could be and has been and will be and could be at any moment. He's holding himself back because people are throwing at themselves and their pussies at him left and right. And he's just like, I wade through it all for this woman and she can't even be with me for my birthday. That's really the storyline.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, she's getting her drinks for free somewhere else too. And all she had to do is let Kate borrow that like very slutty red dress that's going to go with Kate's red hair extensions.
All right, so let's move on to Emily and Kobe. So we start off with Valerie, and for whatever reason, last episode I thought that he was done with his speech, and apparently it went on. So it was. It starts off this episode with Emily and Kobe standing up, and then Valerie with the mic still saying, "Emily thought, wow, this guy actually showed up for the wedding." I'm like, don't perceive or like even pretend to know exactly what Emily is thinking, and get up there and tell a bunch of people a false narrative that you've created in your brain. Why didn't you get up there and tell everybody that when she got here, you questioned whether or not she'd be a good wife, and you questioned her to her face multiple times? And then you brought up an ex-girlfriend just to make things even more awkward. And it got to the point where Kobe had to make a choice between you or his wife. And Kobe chose his wife. And you and Kobe haven't spoken in at least 2 weeks. And here you are, showed up to give the best man speech. That is what you should say.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you should say.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sorry for my behavior for the last couple of weeks. Emily, it was wrong of me to question you. I don't know you. I should have welcomed you with open arms and gotten to know you, and not judged you immediately because of how you behaved when you're in a foreign country trying to do your best to impress your husband's family, who you think there might be a possibility that they don't like you. Anyways. So he says whatever, and then he says like, it's fine, despite everything, you can take care of your husband, which is such a fucking rude ass thing to say.
Yes.
You can take care of your husband.
That's what I wanted to see the whole time. To see if you can take care of your husband. And
then if she couldn't, what were you going to do? I'm sorry, what were you going to do? Suggest to Kobe that he leave his 2 children that he's been raising for the last 3 years and come back to Cameroon and get a proper wife? Is that what you were prepared to do? Because for some reason you have so much say in Kobe's life? Does Kobe have the same like ability to do that to you if you ever fall in love? Is to make your wife jump through hoops like a goddamn poodle at a show? Ooh,
Emily loves you, honey.
It was wild that the absolute African the African audacity.
I know. I was like,
of that man to say that at her wedding after he behaved the way he behaved.
Aphrodacity?
The Aphrodacity. Anyways.
Yeah, it was wild. It was awkward. There was like, get that fucking mic out of that person's hand. But that's sometimes happens at a lot of weddings. Get the mic out of that person's hands.
Oh, that happened at the wedding I was in. It was hilarious.
What? What do you mean, drunk?
No. Oh, maybe. I'll tell you later.
They said
I'll tell you later.
Oh, God damn it. I just
God damn it. I will tell you later.
Okay, so basically, a lot of speeches are happening and they say, Kobe showed us race doesn't matter, black, white. Love is love. They don't say that, but basically that's the gist. And, which is great. And I want to be like, I want to be like, I wonder how many, is there any other white women? Is there any white women here? Like, is there any other couple that they've ever seen? I'm sure they've seen on TV, but is there any I just want to know. Anyway,
I love it because unfortunately, I love any scenario where a group of Black people, especially it being so earnest, just are so American white in their behavior when they're around white people, the same way white people are with Black people. It's like if I were to go to some upper crusty family name, family wealth home, and they're like, oh. And they immediately, all the family members come up to me and are like, hi, look at the skin. Oh my gosh, I love the way you keep your hair. You know what I mean? Just some of the cringy things that white people who are not used to being around people of color, specifically Black people, have because they're excited and they want to show that they're not racist, but it's still very cringy and awkward because we're not there yet. So just treat me like I'm white. Treat me like I'm white right now and just be normal with me, because anything you do that's outside of what you would do with anybody else, I'm feeling fucking weird. And I think that is what they're doing to Emily, and I kind of love it. Because theirs is not theirs is unironically it's a pure, the same way it might be for those white folks who just never are around Black people and can't help but be in awe.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It just like how Emily's dad last episode was it was such a cultural wedding. It was great. It was great
cultural experience for me. Thank you so much for inviting me into your home to see you jump through the hoop of marriage. You know what I mean? Ashante, Asaka.
Yes. But I feel so in my mind, I'm if they, again, and we're gonna have a little taste of this, and they came, they would also be what a cultural experience what is this, Cracker Barrel is? You've taken me to Cracker Barrel. Is what a cultural experience of
back steaks. So it's Australian steak
here in America. And tell me, where is the cultural significance of the bloomin' onion? Is that a big on the Barbie? Did they put a lot of onion?
So they don't season the onion first. You then dip it in a thick, creamy white sauce for flavors. Okay. Thank you.
They're gonna love that onion, honey.
Thank you for introducing me to, what is this called? Beach? No. Farm? Oh wait, ranch.
Beach, farm, ranch. Same word that you also have dressing that you all have everywhere, right? That's the same word? Weird. This place and that white sauce. It's the same thing. Basically, yeah, they're she's an official Cameroonian wife. She gets to say something which I also was kind of shocked at, because Kobe gets the mic afterward and says his thing oh, my wife's officially Cameroon, it's so great. And then it's oh no, Emily's gonna say something. And even then I was oh, she's allowed to say something at this Cameroonian wedding? See, that's so bad. And then Emily gets the thing and she didn't plan anything. And I'm is she drunk? Because what she ends up saying,
wow, my husband's so fun. What?
Wow, my husband's so fun.
So we're really happy to be here. Thank you so much for embracing us. Then she finally got there. But that first sentence was rough.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's been after watching the debate, it's been a moment where I'm taking in every word, every morsel, just every moment. Why that choice? It's every word's a choice, and that's something we have to remember, and even in our own lives, is because.
But I love the way that she's a little Black mama in the fact that every time one of her children grabs for her, she's like, no, sit down. Yeah, no, get off of me. Let me go. Thank you. I love you. I love you so much. Okay, baby, I love you. I love you. These kids are reaching for her titties. They are everywhere. They're snuggling up to her. They don't recognize that anything's going on at all. They don't care. They want their mother. And their mother's I'll pay attention to you, because even in the car ride the next day, she's she makes sure that she engages with her children. She ensures that, but in that moment, I think she's trying to like be like, oh, shush, great. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because she's in the middle of getting the blessing from like the city official. Like the city official, and Coben's like, titty,
mama,
get away.
And she's like, yes, great, Coben, thank you. Like, you know,
not
and I
titty,
was
not titty time.
yeah. So anyway, so the wedding was perfect and great. And then the next day we get a car ride of them going to the grandparents' house because they're saying their final goodbyes before they pack up and get ready to go. And you know what? Emily really makes sure that Coben remembers this moment by asking him questions as to where they're going, why they're going there, who they're going to go see, and what's going to happen next. And I love that because I feel like she's creating a memory for him to be able to be like, oh yeah, I remember when we said goodbye. Like, she's not gonna remember everything, but I think when parents engage with their children and ask them questions about what's going on around them, it brings them in so that they become like aware of what's going on. So I really love that moment for her. And then they get to the house, they say their farewells to everyone, and then they bring the dad an American outfit. And I know I made fun of this in the beginning because I thought it was so dumb, but that outfit they put on him was really cute.
Okay. Couple of things. Just, you're supposed to wear fanny packs like that?
Yeah, that's the new thing. So they got him a more updated fanny pack. I still wear it on my waist.
So it is the exact same fanny pack design that we know. It's not made for a chest. It just is that's how you wear it?
I think it's made for both because your chest could be wide or you can adjust it. Some of them are made only for the chest. I've seen that, but then a lot of them are adjustable to where you can do both.
Okay, yeah, that's good. And then also, did you know, or were you quite aware until the wedding after, that his mom had died and that
that was his stepmom?
Yeah. Okay, I think that I didn't quite understand that until, for some reason, when they talked about it. So yeah, it's very cute. Like the whole family is there, and they stop by before they have to leave and like return the car and everything. And yeah, they give them this outfit, and it harkens back to a time in which Kobe had brought in a traditional Cameroon outfit for Emily's dad, and he had tried it on. And so yeah, the dad is very excited to try it on and have the basic American grandpa look, and it's hilarious to watch him come out, and his family loves it. And he's very playful and very actively involved in this scene. You know, like that was another thing, is like, it's interesting to watch Kobe's family like embrace a television fucking crew, you know, and be, you know, like able to authentically like showcase any emotion on TV. It's just like a weird thing, you know, like his you know, they've now had like 2 weeks, and it's gone by very fast for Kobe specifically. And, you know, it's just like, yeah, can you imagine a time in which you're like, oh, at one point we were on a reality show for like 2 weeks? It's wild. But yeah, like they have to leave. It feels like they're only able to visit them what feels like only 20 minutes, you know, and Kobe again is like, time is going by so fast. And he also just like, hey, quick question, Emily. You know what's also really a thing we haven't talked about, what we should think about, is like, what if we just moved here and like did this thing here? She's like, oh no. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. If I was being too cool and you were getting too comfortable, that's on me. But no.
I don't remember that being said, but even when you said it, I was like, oh no, don't move there.
Oh, maybe that happens in the next season. Or sorry, not next episode. Maybe that was a.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just like, absolutely not. I'm not gonna give up my creature comforts. I got kids. Like, it's too much. If it was just you and me, and it was like China, and we were just, ooh, but with these kids, oh no, I got to be in a place where I like get it.
We live for free at my parents. Yeah, or we live for free at my parents' house. You know that, right?
Yeah, but it also kind of reminds me of we'll talk about it later. Okay, so that's the end of the episode, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you want to give us some money or you want to see the visuals of what you're listening to, please join us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties for $10 a month. You get visuals that you're seeing live every first Monday of the month, which is coming up, and I'll be home, so it'll be a different vibe, little different vibe. But if you're interested in that, please join us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties. If you can't do that, Chris will tell you the free options to support us. Chris?
Go to social media, honey, and just follow us. We're at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok. We have a YouTube. We have a Facebook, the DocuSweeties Podcast Facebook group. We also have an X, DocuSweeties with a 1 at the end. Do all these things. Leave us 5 stars, reviews, wherever you listen to podcasts. And other than that, we love you guys so much. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later, okay?
Bye.